Okay, this is strictly notes today. Um, I'm kind of combining yesterday's two packets into one. Now it says you got problems at the end. I'll do them all with you. Okay, it's all notes. If you don't get something, you got to let me know. Now I have to come up with two factors here that add to 10. Now don't worry about the 10 being negative until you find the two numbers. Okay? Don't worry about the 10 being negative till we found the two numbers that add to actual 10. So I'm going to make this little loop, put an arrow, and I'm going to put divided by. So I put a 1 there. That means I'm going to take 24 divided by 1. Okay? Okay, so 24 divided by 1. 24 divided by 1 is 24. So I put 24. Okay, then I add those and see if it's 10. I don't believe 1 plus 24 is 10. So I can't use that. Then I put 2. Now I take 24 divided by 2. Okay, I got 12. Now I add 2 plus 12, and that is not 10, so it can't be those. Now 3. 24 divided by 3. Okay, and then I add 3 plus 8. That is not 10 either. It's close, but it doesn't count. Okay, now I put 4 down. 24 divided by 4. Oh, sorry. 24 divided by 4, 6. So I add 4 plus 6, and that's 10. Okay, so it's 10. So I circle those numbers. Now I want to put signs on the numbers. The numbers have to be signed. Now I look at this over here. That 10 is negative. So that means the larger number 6 has to be negative. Now cross that 10 out because that served its purpose. Okay, now this 24, what's above it? Is it positive or negative? Well, it's positive, okay? If it's positive, the signs match. They're the same, okay? Actually, instead of match, let's just put same. The signs have to be the same. So if that's a negative, the 4 has to be negative too. They have to be the same. Okay, next problem. Make your arrow, put divided by. Now we're going to subtract the numbers to try to get them to equal 13. So 30 divided by 1 is 30. So I put 1 and 30. Now I take, and by the way, always start with this number here. 30 minus 1. That is not 13. Okay? I'll put 2. 30 divided by 2. I got 15. Now take 15 minus 2. Okay, 13. Good. So I found the numbers. Now look at the 13. It's positive, so we need a positive on 15. And then cross that out. Now this time we have a negative. So if it's negative, the signs won't be the same. The signs are different. Okay, so if they're different, if we know we already have a plus there to make them different, we put a negative on that. And that's the end of the problem. Okay, now I want two factors of 24 that subtract the 2. Don't worry about the 2 being negative till we found the two numbers that when I minus them, I get 2. So 1, and put the divisions thing. Okay, 24 divided by 1, that's 24. Is 24 minus 1 2? No, it's not, so I can't use those. Now I go to 2. 24 divided by 2, and I put my answer, 12. And then I take 12 minus 2. Subtract means minus, okay, and that's 10. It's got to be 2, though. Now 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Remember, every number I put down there, I divide 24 by that number. Okay, now subtract 8 minus 3, and that's 5. Well, that is not what we're looking for. Okay, now 4. I got 6. Okay. 6 minus 4. That's 2, so I found the numbers. Now, the 2's negative, so 6 has to be negative for sure. Cross that out. Now we have a negative, so whenever it's a negative on top of there, this is negative, so it's negative. The signs are different. So if that's negative, then to make them different, that's positive. Okay, the next one, we're trying to add the numbers to get, so I set up my division, so I go 1. Okay, 14 divided by 1 is 14. I add them, 1 plus 14 plus 1. Okay, that 15 is not what I'm looking for. Okay, I put 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Then add 2 plus 7, 9. 9 is what I'm looking for. Okay, now 9's negative, so my bigger number 7's negative. Cross that out. Now this number on top here is positive. So since it's positive, the signs are the same. So if we have that as a negative, so to make them the same, we just make that into a negative. Okay, 50, and I got to find the two factors found by dividing. That subtract them, I get 5. So 1. 50 divided by 1 is 50. Okay, now I take 50 minus 1, and that's 49. That's not what I'm looking for. Now I put 2. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Subtract 25 minus 2. 23 is not what I'm looking for. 3. 50 divided by 3 is a decimal, so I cross 3 out. 3 is not even a factor. And then 4. Decimal, so I cross that out. Okay. And then 5. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So I subtract. I'm going to take 10 minus 5, and 5 is what I'm looking for. So that's what we have. Now we got to practice putting the signs on, signing the numbers. My 5's negative, so that means your bigger number 10's negative. So cross that out. Now here in the circle on top we have negative. If we have negative, the signs are different. Okay, so to make them different, if I have negative, that has to be positive. Positive 5, negative 10. Okay, 54, I'm adding the numbers to get 15. So divided by, I put 1. So 54 divided by 1 is 54. Okay, 1 plus 54 is, I'm not looking for 55, so it's not that. I put 2. 27. Now I need to add those. 2 plus 27. That's 29. That's not what I'm looking for. 3. 54 divided by 3 is 18. Okay, add them. 3 plus 18 is 21. I'm not looking for 21. 4. That's a decimal, so I don't even put that there. Okay, 5. 54 divided by 5, decimal. Not even going to write it. 6. I got 9. Okay, so now we add those. 9 plus 6. Okay, 15 is what I'm looking for, so that's what we have. Now the 15's plus that I was looking for is plus, positive, so 9's positive. And then we have a positive up here, so the signs are the same. Okay, so that's plus, and that'll have to be the same. Okay, 66. You're adding to find 17. So divided by 1. So 66 divided by 1 is 66. Then 66 plus 1, I'm not looking for 67 though. 2. 66 divided by 2 is 33. So I take 2 plus 33. That is not 7. I need to get 17 to use it. 3. 66 divided by 3. 22. 22 plus 3. That was not what I was looking for. 4. Decimal, so I just cross out 4. 5. Extend it if you have to. 66 divided by 5. Got a decimal, so I don't even write the decimal down. Then 6. 11. Okay, now add 11 plus 6, and I got 17. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, now the 17 is negative, so my bigger number has to be negative. Don't want to look there. Now we have positive. Now positive doesn't mean you just go put a positive. Well, you might, but I mean positive means the signs are the same. So since that's negative, to make them the same, we just put another negative. Okay, next one, divided by. So I got 1. 96 divided by 1 is 96. 96 minus 1 is not, that's 95 is not what I'm looking for. 2. 48. Okay, 48 minus 2. That's 46 wasn't what I'm looking for. 3. 96 divided by 3. I got 32. So 32 minus 3, that's not what I was looking for. 4. 24. So we take 24 minus 4. I'm not looking for 20 though. 5. Decimal. 6. 16. Subtract 16 minus 6. It's 10. We're getting closer, but it's still not what I'm looking for. 7. 96 divided by 7. Decimal. 8. 96 divided by 8. I got 12. Now subtract 12 minus 8. Got 4. That's exactly what I'm looking for, so I circle that. Now the 4 is plus, so 12 automatically is plus, and that's every time. The number that you're adding or subtracting to, if it's plus, plus is bigger. If it's minus, negative is bigger. Okay, now we have a negative here, so the signs are different. Okay, so if we have plus here, to make them different, we put negative there. Okay, 75, negative 28, so I put 1 down. Remember, it's always taking 75 divided by these numbers. 75 divided by 1 is 75. Now I add 75 plus 1, that's not 28. 2. That was a decimal, so I crossed 2 out. 3. 25. Okay. Okay, we add those together. 25 plus 3, and that is 28. Good, so I found it. Now 28's negative, so what do we do with the negative? We put it on the bigger number. And this 75 up here is a positive. So on positive, the signs are the same. So if that's negative, they have to be the same sign, so that's negative 2. Okay, 16. We're subtracting to get 6. So divided by 1, 16. 16 minus 1 is not 6. Okay, then 2. Take 16 divided by 2 and you get 8. Now take 8 minus 2 and that is 6. Okay, so we have found it. So 6 is positive, so we have positive 8. And it's a negative there. So if it's negative, the signs are different. So positive here, so negative here, and then they're different. Okay, factors of 24 that I need to subtract them and get an equal to of 5. So divided by 1, 24. 24 minus 1 is not 5. Okay, then 2. Okay, 12. And take 12 minus 2, that is not 5. 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Then I take 8, subtract 3, and it's 5. So I stop. Now I sign my numbers. 5's negative means that 8 has to be negative. And it's a negative on here. So this is a different sign. So if that's negative, we're going to make them different. Put a plus. Okay, factors of 15, that if I add, I get to 8. So divided by 1, that's 15. Okay, now add 15 plus 1, that is not 8. I'm not looking for 16. So if I was looking for 16, those would be it, but I'm not. 15 divided by 2 is a decimal, so we don't use 2 at all. Five. Then I add. I take 5 plus 3, and that's 8. Good, so we got them. Now the 8's positive. Well, that means this is positive. And we have a positive on top. So positive on top means the signs have to be the same. So just make it the same sign. Okay, so divided by 1. So 18 divided by 1 is 18. Okay, add them, see if you get 11. Again, don't worry about the 11 being negative. That's for later, once you find the numbers. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Then I add 9 plus 2, that's 11. Okay, so I found the numbers. So 11's negative, so the 9's negative, and then I don't need to worry about that. Now we have a positive on top, so that means the signs are the same. Okay, so that's negative, so that'll have to be negative too. Because see, a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, for them to multiply to a positive, the signs have to be the same. For them to multiply negative, the signs have to be different. That's why that is. All right. subtract to 1. So 1. 56. 56 minus 1 is not 1. I'm not looking for 55. Then I put 2. 56 divided by 2 is 28. Now you're supposed to minus those. 28 minus 2. Is that 1? Nope. 3. Decimal, so we don't put 3. 4. 14. Okay, now subtract. 14 minus 4 is 10. Not looking for 10 though. 56 divided by 5, decimal, 11.2, so I don't put 5, then 6. Decimal, then 7. Again, you divide 56 divided by 7. Okay, I got 8. So I'm pretty sure 8 minus 7 is 1, which is what I'm looking for. So the 1's positive, that means 8's positive. And we have a negative. Well, what's that mean? It means the signs are different. Positive, they're the same. Negative, they're different. So that's positive, that's negative. Okay, factors of 10 that add to 7. So divided by 1. 1 and 10. It's always 1 in the number up here. So add them. 10 plus 1. That's not 7. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And 5 add 2 is 7. Got it. So my 7's positive. That means 5's positive. And it's a positive up here. That means the signs are the same. Okay? So that's positive. That'll have to be positive 2. That times that's positive 10. That plus adds up to negative 7. Okay, let's go 1 divided by first. 12 divided by 1 is 12. Now subtract them. 12 minus 1 is 11. I don't have 11 though. Okay, we're dividing 12 by 2, and that's 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. I don't have a 4 though. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Subtract 4 minus 3, I get 1, and that's what I have. So 1's negative, so we're going to put negative on the 4, and it's a negative on top there, so the signs have to be different. So if they're going to be different, that's negative, that'll have to be positive. Multiply those, you get negative 12. And those also on a number line, we start at positive 3, negative 4, go to the left, and you'd end up at negative 1. Okay, hopefully that was informative, and then go to the next short video.